Hello and welcome to YQ Academy tutorials. My name is Priyanka and topic for today's discussion is emptying an array in JavaScript. So the fastest and straightforward way to empty an array is reassigning it to an empty array. Let me show you how. So I'm declaring an array namely arr and I'm initializing it to element like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let's log this to see the output of this array. So let me write console.log and then the array name, that is arr. Let's see the output. So let's write node and then the file name, that is empty array.js, and on clicking the enter button we can see the output as this. Now let's empty this array by reassigning it to an empty array. So let's write arr and reassign it with empty array. Now let's see the output. First log this. So let's write console.log and the array name, that is arr, and in the terminal window let's write node, the file name.js, and on clicking the enter button we can see the output as this. So here this array gets emptied. By doing this, array become unreachable and marked for garbage collection to free up memory. But the limitation is array must not be constant variable. If constant, then we cannot change it by reassigning. Let me show you this with an example. Let's say here I'm changing this keyword to const. This is for seeing the output of this array. I'm reassigning this array to an empty array, and this is to see the output. Now let's run this program. Here we get a error message, and the error message is assignment to a constant variable. So this is the limitation of this method. The limitation is array must not be a constant variable. One more thing to keep in mind if you are using this method to empty an array is that the empty array is newly created if another variable or property reference the array. That variable or property will still point to the original array. Now let's use a second method to empty an array. So the second method is by modifying length property. We can set length property of an array to 0 to empty an array. Let's see how. So I'm using the same arr array, and with the keyword const, elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of this array, that is arr. Now this is for to see the result. Now let's set the length property of this array as 0. So let me write arr dot the property, that is length, and now let's set this property to 0, and now let's see the output. So here in the terminal window let's write node and then the file name .js, and on clicking the enter button we can see the output. So this array gets emptied. We can also use a splice method to change an array. By modifying the array itself, we can use a splice method to remove all elements in the array. Let's see how. So let me use this code only. So let's make few changes over here. So const arr elements are this only. This is to see the original array. Now let's change here. So let's write arr dot splice method. So let's write splice, and here let's write 0 arr dot length. Now let's see the output. So this is to show the output after using this splice method, and in the terminal window we can see the output. So here by using a splice method, this array gets emptied. This is splice method we have already discussed in our previous video. You can check that video if you don't know the working of this splice. We can also use pop method to empty an array. Let's see it with an example. So let me first delete this. So my array is arr using const keyword. Array element are this, and this is to see the original array output. Now let's use while loop. So let me write while, and here let's write the condition, that is array dot length is greater than 0. It means that we have to run this loop until the array length is greater than 0. And what we have to do is array dot array, I mean arr, the name of array dot the method, that is pop, to remove the element one by one from this side. First this 5 will be removed, then 4 will be deleted, 3 will be deleted, 2 and 1. So array.pop will do this, and let's see the output after this. So let me log this. Now to see the output, let's write node and then the file name, and on clicking the enter button we can see the output. So here we can see the array gets emptied. So this is how we can empty an array in JavaScript.